Yeah, I think my skirt today is a grandma skirt actually. Just to show you my outfit today.
This pattern.
Yeah, this is like a outfit that in America they'd be like, what is that? Hello everyone! Welcome back to On the World Stage. If you're new here, my name is Marielle and I live in Japan. And today I am joined by my friend Melissa.
Nice to meet you. My name is Melissa. I'm 26 years old. I'm French. I'm living in Japan almost 3 years. I enjoy my whole life in Japan rather than anywhere, I think. So my hobbies: exercise, jogging, dancing, cooking, eating. I like to do volleyball as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I paint sometimes. For work, I'm working in a Japanese company. I'm doing business development for foreigner companies. So if you want to grow up your business in Japan, I can help.
And she's also doing modeling. Sometimes.
Exactly, yes.
She's very busy. Melissa and I are both foreign women in Japan. We're from 2 different countries, but we thought today we would share our experiences and have a conversation about this. So let's get into the first question.
It really depends about if it's a Japanese woman or a Japanese guy. Generally, I think I'm seen as a half Japanese person first. I don't know why. And
Your Japanese is very good.
they always say that they didn't think that I was so easy talking. I probably look like I'm not easy to approach here. Maybe I don't know if it's about the language barrier they have in their head or before, because they probably assume I don't speak maybe Japanese. They have the kawaii side and the kakkoi side, and they probably put me in the kakkoi side.
What Melissa meant by the kawaii and kakkoi side is that the kawaii side is like very cute or like feminine woman, and then like kakkoi is more like cool, stylish, and sometimes kind of intimidating. And I think that a lot of foreigners are put into that category. I feel like a very big difference in how I'm perceived in Japan, depending on like how I'm dressing and choosing to express myself. Once I started shifting my style like to kind of kawaii or really feminine, like what I'm wearing right now, it is more the Japanese female style. Like I felt, people kind of like approach me differently, or like think I'm much more approachable, or they're like, oh, you're so Japanese. So how about in terms of like if you were dating in Japan, or like how you're perceived as a romantic interest?
First, I've never seen a man romantically interested with me.
Oh my! She's like the most beautiful. And inside and out.
Most of the time, I would rather like to say that they are physically interested with me. Especially because I think I'm a foreigner. I probably have an exotic look here. So I'm most seen as an experience than as actually someone they want to spend their life with, I think. It's really hard to answer to the question for the romantic part, but for the way they perceive me, I would say that I'm seen as an exotic experience. My first year in Japan, I had the feeling that I have to justify that I am a loyal person more than a Japanese woman.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Like as a foreigner, I have to show more, like to prove more than a Japanese woman that I am a loyal person, and this is really
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you brought this up, because I have the problem with being an American that people see in movies, like Americans like dating a bunch of people or like kissing a bunch of people, and I've always struggled because I wasn't into dating culture in America. I would not even say I'm into dating culture in Japan. Yet at the same time, people seem to think like I'm someone that can't be trusted with loyalty, like because I'm an American. When I like one person, like I like one person for a long time. Yeah, I don't get distracted. It really frustrates me.
Yes, actually, it made me feel more conservative. In France, I used to always pay my part and fighting for the bill at the end of the restaurant when I used to have a date, or to show myself as a free woman, like Now in Japan, I can see that Japanese women really embraced their femininity and the image of what a woman is, accepting the lead of the guy. I learned something from this because, for instance, I start to dance in Japan, salsa, kizomba, and in those dances you have to let the lead to the guy. And I learned something from this because there is like a yin and a yang. To make something full, you are part and he's another part.
A balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before I used to think more about equality, and now I'm most about equity. Sometimes I'm feeling like I like to be feminine, but sometimes I'm feeling like I like to be cool, just like the outfit I have today. But yeah, I have more conservative image.
When I first came to Japan, to be honest, I was uncomfortable. When I went to the stores and I saw like all the pretty frilly dresses and like girly everything and the way they branded everything pink, I think I had an internal insecurity about my own femininity. Over time, I just realized I so like admired this femininity and always have, but I struggled to admire it of myself because I was afraid of being weak. And looking at clothes now, I start to gravitate towards pink things and really like pretty frilly things. I really had a complete like change in style.
Even sometimes I like to feel more street fashion style. And before, I used to have like some slim jeans or a mini skirt. We used to show so much, and this is also why I start to be more conservative, because I think we can be free to choose the look we want. If one day you want to be boyish, it doesn't remove the feminine energy you have inside you. But it's although a bit on the outfit too. Like if you're showing really a lot, then from just the outside, you can be judged easily. And yeah, people judge from what they see. So it's something you cannot change. Don't you feel like when you take some stairs, you have to put a bit down your skirt when you have a bit of wind? You have to sometimes,
I bought this skirt. So I had to go to an audition that required a short skirt or shorts, and I didn't have one, so I like bought something. I wore another skirt over it because I was afraid like it was gonna show something.
Yeah, this is a
I didn't
sign
like
that it doesn't fit you that much.
I think in Japanese culture, like especially, like the way one is perceived is so important. The reputation is very important, I think, for women in a lot of ways. When I started dressing like more conservative Japanese female style, I actually had family members and friends tease me, like in a playful way. I had people call me pilgrim. Americans prefer a more mature look. They don't want to see someone dressing like a child. So, like I have some dresses that are like really cute and girly, but I couldn't wear in America probably.
I remember my ex-boyfriend, every time I used to wear like a long skirt with flowers, pattern on it or something super feminine. He used to call me
that looks like a grandma
or something.
Yeah, I think my skirt today is a grandma skirt actually. just to show you my outfit today.
This pattern.
Yeah, this is like a outfit that in America they'd be like, what is that? for someone my age, I would say. For someone my age wearing this, they'd be like, what are you doing? We're obviously not Japanese, so we're not held to like the same standards as Japanese women. Like, we're not from here, so we don't have the societal pressure that Japanese women have with their age and marriage, having kids. In Japan, women, like, by the time they're 30, like, if they're not married or like not thinking about marriage and like having kids, people kind of feel like bad for them, or they start to feel worried about their future. They fear for like giving up their career because there's not much support here with like childcare compared to the West, and women are really expected to like just be the caregiver of their child and like give up any other work. I feel that I'm kind of free from that societal burden. Even if I continued living in Japan like my whole life, I wouldn't have to worry about that because no one's viewing me as a Japanese woman.
I just can relate. Nothing to add more. It's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, positive aspect would be that we don't have to worry about these societal burdens. We can live like in a place that's really safe and like have a good life here, but we don't have to worry about all those negative aspects.
Freedom and security are the most thing I really enjoy as a woman in Japan.
Yeah, I have one more thing too. This is relating to my ego. It is my ego speaking, but I will say that it was the first time in my life when I came into Japan that I felt people just treating me different in a positive way because I'm just a foreign woman. Like, people coming up to me asking for a photo, people inviting me to things. When I was working like in the public school as a teacher, the way they regarded me almost like a celebrity, it was really like shocking because I just felt like put up on a pedestal for no reason, just by being a foreigner. It felt really strange, but I can't say it's like a negative thing because I felt like I got special treatment.
I had the chance to do some acting jobs and modeling job. I don't think I will have those jobs in France, definitely, and probably because I'm a foreigner in Japan.
In Japan, like a foreign woman, it almost appears like a fairy or a princess or a queen, in the way that a Japanese woman just does not, because we just look so different and they're used to seeing fairy tales, used to seeing Disney. That has given me opportunities to model this type of thing. If I were in America, everyone looks like that, so they're just gonna choose the most beautiful person, the skinniest person, I don't know. In Japan, it's like being a unicorn.
The pressure on women in Japan and on men too.
Yes.
Like, for me, both should be more free to choose. Like, if a woman wants to go for a career and a guy wants to be more close to his children and do a remote work to raise his family, he can. He should be able to do it. But in Japan, so much pressure is on the shoulder of one guy who have to do one job for a whole family, and at the end of the day, he's just so tired, too tired to enjoy being with his family. I think it's the bad side of this actual society with two traditional statements that need to be more flexible.
I can't sit here and say that like only women are suffering in Japan at all, because I have seen like the amount of stress put on men, as Melissa said, it's too much. Also, in Japan, there are standards that are known. There are standards known that are published in magazines that are talked about amongst women of how much money a man needs to make in order to be dateable, like in order to be someone that they would consider like a serious partner. I've seen the way this has affected men and their mental health, even men who are my age, who aren't even at the age that they're thinking of having a family yet, to just be worried about the future constantly. But yes, there's a nice balance between masculinity and femininity here, but there needs to be a better balance in the working culture, in the work-life balance, in order to improve the lives of everyone and make everyone happier. Don't you feel like the friendship between like one man and one woman is always perceived as dating? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you have like a best friend who's a guy.
Oh, but he's French. I would never have a best friend, Japanese friend,
yeah.
I think, yeah.
That's a problem, yeah.
Yeah, in Western side, we're more like, if you like someone, you try to give some hints, like you can flirt and you have some dates with him, so you know you're in a seduction vibe with him. But in Japan, I have a feeling it's always first be friend, and after try to come and show yourself as finally suddenly a boyfriend, or you know,
because people in Japan don't usually, there are exceptions, but people in Japan usually don't show PDA. So I think that's part of the reason that like two friends is just automatically assumed to be like a romantic thing, because they don't see the difference. A man and a woman getting along well, laughing, like smiling, must be romantic. It's really like frustrating. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Melissa for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
I will link her like Instagram below if you want to follow. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really helps me to grow this channel. ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。